What is up, my friends? My name is Evan. Welcome back to the Evan Zhang Show. When it comes to religion, many people think of it as a blind faith, right? Why do you want to believe in something that may or may not have happened hundreds or if not thousands of years ago? Why would anyone believe in an ancient book, want to believe in God or angels and demons or miracles, when all these are not compatible with modern science and naturalistic explanations? All these just doesn't fit into the scientific worldview today. Or does it? I have to point out though that every belief requires faith. It is all about which belief has the most evidence to justify it and which belief requires the least faith to believe in it. For example, atheism, right? It is not just a disbelief that there is no God. It is a belief in itself. It is a belief about materialism. It is a belief that all of us came from a single cell organism, that the first living cell just spontaneously came into being from non-being. It is a belief that everything is ultimately meaningless, that all of us are merely just atoms and molecules. It is a belief that everything is subjective, right? There is no objective right or wrong. Everything is a byproduct of this physical world, and everything that is in our mind are just merely chemical reactions in our brain. I can go on and on and on and on, but as you can see, atheism is as much of a belief as any other world religion. Every belief requires some degree of faith to believe that it is true. I believe in Christianity not just because I believe in some ancient manuscript and I believe that Jesus is God to make me feel good or something. I believe because of the immense amounts of evidence that points towards the Christian worldview that best explains the world that we are living in. I believe based on the following 10 premises that I'm gonna list down for you, and hopefully after listening you will consider them, go and investigate each premise and come out with the conclusion by yourself. Okay, premise number 1, there is absolute truth and the truth about reality can be known. If something is true, it is true for everyone, everywhere, at any point of time. This first premise grounds everything, right? Because if there's no absolute truth, then ultimately we can't really know anything. By the way, I made a video about whether or not truth can be known. I'll link it down in the description below if you want to check it out. Okay, premise number 2, and that is, it is true that God exists. The evidence can be found in the beginning of the universe, the cosmological argument, the design of the universe, the teleological argument, and the existence of moral law, the moral argument. Now, there are other arguments, but I think that these 3 arguments are more than enough. In fact, I made a detailed video about each of these 3 arguments. I'll link them down in the description below if you want to check them out. Okay, premise number 3, and that is, if God exists, then miracles are possible. Because the biggest miracle of all time has already happened, which is the creation of the universe out of nothing. If Genesis 1:1 is true, in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth, then all the other miracles in the Bible are at least possible. What is walking on water and resurrecting from the dead compared to the creation of the universe, right? Okay, premise number 4, and that is that the New Testaments are historically reliable. Jesus walked the earth 2000 years ago, and there is no reason to invent his resurrection because his disciples did not gain anything proclaiming his resurrection, right? In fact, they endured heavy persecution and eventually death to proclaim his resurrection. Now, I don't have enough time to go through the details about the reliability of the New Testament. In fact, I made a video about it. I'll link it down in the description below as always if you want to check it out. Alright, premise number 5, and that is, the New Testament says that Jesus proclaimed to be God. Okay, number 6, Jesus' claim to be God is miraculously confirmed by his fulfillments of many prophecies about himself, his sinless life and miraculous deeds, and his prediction and his accomplishments of his own resurrection. Premise number 7, therefore, Jesus is God. Premise number 8, whatever Jesus, who is God, teaches is therefore true. Premise number 9, Jesus taught that the Bible is the Word of God. Last but not least, premise number 10, therefore the Bible is in fact the Word of God, and anything that directly contradicts the Bible is therefore not true. Now, is it possible that all these premises are wrong? Yeah, it's possible, but if you really seek the truth, you will find that every worldview requires faith. Atheists and skeptics and believers of other religions requires much more faith to believe in their own worldview. If you believe that truth exists and there is absolute truth, I implore you to study and go and find out about the evidence of God's existence and the evidence of Jesus' resurrection by yourself objectively and leave no stone unturned in the pursuit of truth. If you found this video helpful, make sure to drop me one of these, it really encourages me. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you agree or disagree, I would love to start a conversation with you in the comments. Don't forget to click the subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell if you don't want to miss out on any of my future videos on faith. Happy Sunday, y'all, and I'll see every one of you in my next video. Bam!